Good morning, TMS Nights. We are moving on to week 3 of our distance learning, and by now you have all received the link to my Google slide deck. I did send that out via Hapara and Gmail, and I did also send that out to all of your parents using Gmail. As we look at week 3, week 3 is the pink slide. There are 2 set up for week 3, but I want to spend just a little bit of time talking about assignment number 1. It is a Phet lab, which you will do on your computers, and you will be recording down your answers on the worksheet that I've attached directly underneath that link to the Phet lab. So to open the Phet lab, you can do it one of 2 ways. You can use the link that I've directly embedded into that Google slide deck, or if you use Google, you simply need to type in Phet lab. This one is on Skate Park Basics, so make sure that's up there in the search engine. And then that will bring you a list right here. If we click on it, it takes you to the Phet lab skate park. This is the one that we will be running. So go ahead, once you have that open, click on the download button. There are 1, 2, 3 different tabs, and they call them tabs within the student worksheet. This is the intro tab, this is the friction tab, and this is the playground tab. If we go up and take a look at the student worksheet that goes along with this Phet lab, the first thing they're asking you to do is to go to the playground tab. So the playground tab is this one here that says playground. They want you to kind of play around a little bit first to make sure you understand how the Phet lab runs. And here's a bit of advice. When I was playing around with this, I could not figure out how to get my skater to move. And it seems obvious now, but I didn't realize then that we need to click and drag the tracks. And from there, you can create, move him out of the way, you can create your track for your skater. And then you can go ahead and place the skater on the track. There are some really useful tools up here that I would suggest you turn on. If you put a check mark next to the bar graph, that's going to help you see the conversion between that kinetic and potential energy. I would also put the grid up so it tells me how many meters that skater is above the floor. So with my simple track that I created, as he's moving, I can see that potential energy being converted to kinetic. Something else that might prove useful to you is to do it in slow motion. That way, as the skater is moving, you can very clearly see that conversion between potential to kinetic energy. To get back to the other tabs, I don't know if you can see them here at the bottom. Down here, they are right there for you. So if I wanted to go back to the intro tab, I could click at the bottom, the friction tab. I can click right there at the bottom. Again, I think it's useful to have the bar graph and the grid check marked for each and every one of these tabs. Over here you have a few sliding scales. This one here will allow you to change the mass of the skater. So I can increase the mass of the skater. And I can increase the amount of friction. Remember, friction is a force that slows objects in motion down. So if we place our larger mass skater and apply more friction, we should see a slower rate of motion. So back to the worksheet. As you work through this assignment, I did put in there directions along each step of the way. The biggest thing that I initially wasn't able to do was to get the skater to move, which turns out I should have placed the track on first. Alright, TMA Knights, hopefully that is sufficient to get you started on your Phet Lab simulation. Hope to see you all real soon. Bye-bye.